Right, let's stay with that story of ushering in the new year 2021, and Kenyans have about 3 hours to go bid goodbye this year 2020. While other countries such as Australia and New Zealand have already ushered in the new year, here in Kenya, events such as fireworks will be minimal, if any, owing to the current nationwide curfew that has not been lifted. Our reporters are up and about and will be telling us these details. And I understand we already have Brian Obuya here in Nairobi. We'll start with you. Thank you, Brian, for joining us here tonight. Perhaps begin by telling us where you are. What's the mood like? Any anticipation from Kenyans there?
Good evening, Akisa. We are coming to you from Upper Hill, where a few minutes ago we've seen the Old Mutual here in Upper Hill light up some fireworks, and that was at about 8:50 p.m. And that tells you that this is particularly a very different type of year, where each one of us is deciding what time they are ushering in 2021. We saw fireworks going up as early as 7:30. As I speak, there are others that are still going up. A very different type of year, so to speak. In less than an hour from now, the curfew here in Kenya begins. So it also begins in France, and in France they have the government has mobilized 100,000 police officers to break New Year Eve parties that are to be held in that particular country. So across the world, not just here in Kenya, we are seeing that this is particularly a very different year in the most memorable history that we are that the world is seeing muted celebrations. We are ushering in the new year in a very muted way. Later on, between now and midnight, our crew here alongside my colleague Miringo will be making a few rounds in Nairobi and Kiambu to see how Kenyans are responding to the curfew and how they are responding to that particular time when they are ushering in the new year in actual sense at about midnight. But like I'm saying, or like we all understand, is that this particular time we've seen a very different type of celebration. Apart from the fireworks that we've seen here, many others have not been lit, like the KICC as we are used to it, and other different places in the country. We were also not seeing a lot of crowds like we see. In fact, in Britain, in Germany, Merkel said that they are going to mute all celebrations because coronavirus likes crowds. So how Kenyans are going to respond to that this year, and whether they're going to live to that reality that this year is going to be a different year for the very reasons we know it, we know that are going on, then that's what we are keeping a close eye on, to be sure to see how this memorable year and ushering in of 2021 goes from there. But across the world, like we had earlier on mentioned, in China, Wuhan, where the virus began, the celebrations have been cancelled. In China, generally, they have cancelled the celebrations. Apart from New Zealand, whereby the country, after a strict 7-week lockdown, has allowed its citizens to go on with their plans as normal because they were able to suppress the virus following that strict 7-week-long lockdown. In other places like France, I've told you, 100,000 police officers to break any type of parties that are to be held. In Britain, whereby we are seeing a new variant of COVID-19 taking up more lives, and we're seeing that they have cancelled all their events. In New York, only doctors and nurses will be trying to light up some fireworks in that country at that time. So right now for us is to leave Upper Hill. We were here for the fireworks, and right now they are off. So we'll be doing a few rounds to see how Kenyans are responding to the curfew today, and also responding to how they're ushering in the new year in actual sense. Between there, then everyone is ushering in the new year and lighting up what they can light up when they feel like doing it, because the year is different, so are the times.
Right, Brian Obuya there for us here in Nairobi. Of course, he'll be traversing